Here is the 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude. In this video, I'll be going over what trims are available with the Grand Cherokees, what safety features you get with this Altitude trim, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and the pricing. If you guys are new here, my name is Jason and I do reviews on vehicles here in Canada, so be sure to like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Also, thank you to My Mississauga Chrysler for allowing me to review this Jeep Grand Cherokee. Be sure to reach out to them and ask for Stefan. Starting with the different trims that you can get when it comes to the Grand Cherokees, there are 6 trims to pick from. This will be the Laredo, Altitude, Limited, Overland, Summit, and the Summit Reserve. Each of these trims will have their own unique features and options, as well as exterior looks and interior looks. Now, as for the safety features you will get with the Altitude trim, this includes the active lane management system, adaptive cruise control with stop and go, blind spot monitoring with rear cross path detection, full speed forward collision warning plus with active brake assist, and pedestrian cyclist emergency braking, and the Park Sense rear park assist system with active braking. Taking a look at what powers this Altitude, it has the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 engine, giving you 293 horsepower and 260 pound-foot of torque. Towing wise, you can tow about 6,200 pounds when equipped properly. Fuel economy wise, you get about 12.3 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 9.2 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. Coming to the front of the Altitude, this is pretty much a Laredo but has all of the blacked out trim. At the bottom, there is this black molding trim, and on that same trim, you do have this gloss black piece. In the lower grille area, there's also the front sensor, and on the sides here, you have more of the honeycomb design, but no fog lights with this trim. On other trims, this area will have the fog lights. As you move up and into the iconic 7-slot Jeep grille, there's more of the gloss black trim around each of the sections. Also on the hood will be the Jeep badge, and then are these nice and sleek looking LED headlamps. Overall, I think the blacked out trim definitely looks more aggressive. Coming to the side of the Grand Cherokee, you've got the nice styling. Up top, this Altitude has the optional power sunroof added to it, along with the gloss black roof rails. Around the windows, the trim is also all blacked out, and as for the door handles, they do come body color. The side mirrors are also in gloss black with the turn signal, and along the sides of the front doors will be the blacked out Grand Cherokee badging. And even around the wheels and the sides of the vehicle, you do have more of that plastic molding. As for the wheels, and with the Altitudes, you get the nice looking 20-inch gloss black aluminum wheels, and this is something small, but even the area around the rear window, it looks nice and how it just flows into the rear. Also on the rear glass here, I'm not sure if you can tell, but you have these different Jeep variations, which is a nice little Easter egg. Coming to the back of the Altitude, the nice designing continues back here. At the bottom, you have the same black molding on the lower bumper area. Also in the center here will be the hitch hidden away. There's also the reflectors back here, and you've also got this thin honeycomb trim piece between the reflectors. Also are the rear safety sensors. On the tailgate will be the blacked out 4x4 and Jeep badging. The Jeep badge sits on this gloss black trim piece that just flows into the rear LED lights, which like the front are also thin and sleek. Up top, you have this built-in spoiler with the integrated brake light, and opening up the tailgate, which is power opening by the way, back here you have a good amount of room for all of your things. So if you're going on a road trip, the Grand Cherokee can haul all of your stuff. Back here on this corner, you have this small open storage pocket area, along with the tailgate button here and a 12-volt outlet. And lifting up the carpet area, you have a spare tire and the roadside kit. Entering into the rear of the Grand Cherokee, the door trim area is pretty nice. At the bottom here is some small space for things and a speaker next to that. The armrest area has leatherette on it and the white accent stitching. Up by the door handle area, you have this unique trim with this unique texture. As for the rear seats, you get the Capri leatherette seats with the suede inserts, and these definitely look nice and stand out. There's also more of the white accent stitching on the seats, and back here, you can recline the seats a bit so your passengers can be even more comfortable. In the center area will just be the typical cup holders. Behind the driver and passenger seats is small space for things with the netting, and on the rear console will be this open storage area, venting, 115-volt outlet, and USB ports. Coming to the front of the Altitude, it's just like the rear but with a larger area at the bottom. Then you've just got the usual window and side mirror controls. As for the front seats, just like the rear, you get the leatherette seats and this nice suede in the middle sections. And these seats are pretty comfy as well. Plus the front seats come heated as standard, which is nice. The driver's seat also comes power adjustable. And underneath are just the pedals, hood latch release, and the electronic parking brake. Above will be the lighting controls. You'll also notice this satin trim across the dash, and the steering wheel is manual adjustable. Entering inside of the Grand Cherokee, the dashboard is covered in soft material with the speakers in the corners and in the middle there. Then is this 10.25-inch digital cluster area with the nice details, and it's pretty responsive. Not sure if you can tell, but you do have these illuminated corners which do look nice. And you can view all sorts of different information in the cluster about the vehicle, and you can also change the look of it as well. So you can either set it up like this or you can have it like this. The steering wheel is wrapped in leather and does come heated, and on the steering wheel you've got more of the satin trim and the same texture trim on it, along with the sleek Jeep badge. On the left side will be the cluster controls, phone controls, and the favorites button. The other side has the adaptive cruise control selections. Behind are also the paddle shifters and the media controls, along with the indicator and high beam controls. The other side has the front and rear wiper controls. The center armrest area has more leatherette trim and with the contrast stitching. And opening this up, there are two sections. So the first one, you do get some okay space to put your things, but if you open up the other section, there's a bit more deeper storage space. On the center console and around the cup holders, you do have more of that textured trim, and the cup holders are illuminated at night. Then up here, this whole section has gloss black, which does look nice, and yes, it will get dirty fast, but it looks nice. And in the center, you have the rotary shifter, and opening this section up, you'll have the wireless charging area, more USB ports, and a 12-volt outlet. Above will be the usual temperature controls and the front heated seat and heated steering wheel buttons. Then you've got this nice sharp 8.4-inch touchscreen with the Uconnect 5 system, and like the cluster, this has all of the nice details and just overall how it looks. There's no built-in navigation on this, but let's go over what it does have. So on the homepage, you have this dual setup, and if you go under My Pages, you can add more widgets. Moving over to the media section, this will have the AM, FM, Sirius XM, and you can wirelessly connect your device. Next is the climate section, so you can use the screen here or the buttons below. Under the phone section, you can connect up to 2 devices. Under vehicle, you'll find these settings which you can fine tune, and under the controls tab here, you can see the rear camera and you can turn off the screen. Finally, under apps, this will pretty much have what I just went over. Also on the corners here where you see the heating, you can press that and it brings up the shortcut menu. You can also swipe down on the screen to bring up the shortcuts. Now if you look above the screen, there are a few more buttons like the auto start stop, lane keep, traction control, hazards, parking sensors to turn them on and off, and sport mode. Up top is the mirror, tailgate button, interior lights, assist, SOS, and the sunroof controls. And like I mentioned in the beginning, this has the optional power sunroof added to it. Here's the key fob and what it looks like for the Grand Cherokee. Now coming around to the passenger side, on the dash you have this hard material with the white contrast stitching, and right below that is more of that textured trim along with the satin trim. Then you've just got the typical glove compartment area. Here is the window sticker for this Grand Cherokee Altitude. You've got the standard things as well as the optional things added to this. The MSRP you see is in Canadian dollars, and this may be minus any dealer discounts or manufacturer rebates if they're being offered. Well, that does it for the review on this 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude. Let me know what you think of this. Do you love it or do you hate it?